Hello, everyone. Um Please, can you note your full name in the chat so I can write it down while we are waiting others to join us. Please write your full name in the chat. For me, so I can check the attendance, I invite you to write down your full name. Still two people, please. Okay. So today we
Sorry, I'm
will.
driving. I'll be in a second. I'll write in a second.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. So we will talk about the component lifecycle, use state hook, and how we share data using state and props. So before we start coding, let's do a quick check. If anyone can tell me the difference between a normal JavaScript variable and React state. You can write it in the chat or jump in. Have you any idea about the difference between a variable in JavaScript and how state in React? Let's say about a regular let variable and the data changes. So Shanta, they interact differently, yes, absolutely, in different way. React cannot interact with regular variables. Absolutely correct. That's it. React need to track changes. So a regular variable don't work. And I will explain you why. We create a counter using let count equals 0. When we click on the button, the number increases and in the console, but on the screen, it stays the same because React updates the screen when state changes. So normal variable does not tell React anything changed. And for that, data updates, the user interface didn't. Use state. Let's consider use state as React's memory. Think about it. When we use it, we get two things.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay, so we have two things here in the React state, the current value and a function. That function, basically it updates that its role to update the value of our variable. So the most important part of the use state is the update function. Like here we have set count, the trigger. So you know it, the syntax. We declare a constant, an array, a variable with a function, set count, equal initial value, use state, and the initial value. So this function will tell React something changed, and React will update the screen. We need to know that state is immutable. We never change state directly. It is prohibited to do dot push on an array, modifying an existing value. Instead of that, create a new copy of a new array, and we replace with the new array, so the changes will be tagged. Thank you, Blanca. Thank you for noting your full name in the chat. So, why we do that? Because React checks the references. So, if the reference is the same, React thinks nothing changed. For a variable in memory, it gets the same references. That's what we call a shallow check. It checks from outside, not deep in the variable's content. Okay. Here we have to talk about component lifecycle, how component journey is. Every React component has a lifestyle, a life cycle. First thing first, it mounts. It appears on the screen. So mounting phase. This is the initial load. Then it updates when we have change, either for the properties, props, or states. If we have any change, the component will enter the updating phase. Finally, it unmounts. Think of it like cleanups. It will be removed and cleared from the memory. So React hooks let us React hooks give us the possibility to work with these stages. We create a hook, and next week, next lesson, we will deep further in use effect, where we grasp these conception about mounting, updating, and unmounting. So props. I just said properties and state. Props are how we pass data between components. So we have data, and it can goes from one component to another with some rules and guides. They work like function arguments. So the parent has the data, parent component. and it sends it down to its child, direct child. It gets the data from the parent, and this we called props or properties. Here, my parent app.jsx, we have a component to-do list, and we have some data as prop. This data is useful for the child. We will use it in the child to-do list.jsx in this structured way. However, props are read-only. The child cannot modify any data. It can only read it. One rule about props is the data one-way direction, moves in one way. So data flows down, up to down from parent to child, not the other sense. So children cannot pass data up to parents. This will make the code easier to understand and very easier to debug. We know which component have any issues and we can fix it. Here, I think we can do some coding about our assignment. You were told to do some state job. If anyone has a question, so I can check with you, or we go together. As an example, I will do with you some coding on the assignment, so we get a clear view about how state works and props. I will go ahead and as a reminder, this is my uh, this is where we were last week, lesson 2. It is good practice. You get switch a new branch, lesson 3. Okay. Let's see. Here we have our app JSX. We imported to list, okay, and our function, which has 2 components, and our to-do list item. Let's begin by moving this to-do list. I think I have to npm run dev, so we can code and see. So here we have our to-dos. We can check our components. We have to-do for and the to-do list. So if I cut this one and save, we get an uncaught reference error. Uh, don't worry and don't be afraid about console errors and having bugs. We will face them as a routine. So in my function, let's say here, I declare my to-do list, and let's import our use state. Import use state from React. And then we will pass our to-do list as a props. So here to-do list equal to-do list. Here still we have some issues because the to-do list do not know about these props yet. So we pass props. I have to tell you that the prop is an object. So every prop we pass in our component is an object. And we will handle this object in our component. As a workflow, I have to okay. Maybe I have to create my state. So const an array where we have a to-do list, my variable, and a set to-do list equal to use state. And our initial value is to-do list. Here I have a naming issue. My constant should be named to-dos as a list of to-do. And my initial value here, to-do. So I have this list of to-dos, and we create our use state with an initial value of to-do. To-do list will get initial value of this list. When we save, we get all of them. We have links in our VS Code. It is very useful and helpful. Here he is complaining about I declared the set to-do list function, but its value is never read. I didn't use it yet. Okay. Be aware of these messages they help us a lot, if not give us the solutions. So everything is clear here. The steps I go for, because I I do two steps: create a list, and I create my to-do. Great. Another thing I will recommend you to do is when we are confident about our when we made any progress, and we need to always commit them. So here I update my app JSX. I add some logic. For me, this is pretty good to go with. So it is a best practice. So I git add Dutch A and see what is staged git statue. I have modified source and do a commit, git commit dash m. Let's say this add use state to app and data. Okay. Personally, when I were working in the assignment, uh, I- as a suggestion, we have steps. You can, when you validate a step, implement use state, we go for these, and for us, we do it. We can commit this and go to the to next exercise, or to next to do, and commit while we are coding. This help us know where we had commit any errors. When bugs appears, we can restore to go to the right commit and see what we have. So our console is complaining about the to-do list, which needs an argument here for the props. So it needs need a to-do list. Oh, like a magic. We just passed in our component the children, the properties, and it is as simple as that. We have here our props, and we will use it. We can think about this snippet of code as a component that can be extracted at its own, because our app will grow up, and this line, this element, which is buy groceries, walk the dog, and other to-dos, we can style them, we can add data. So for our application, this line can be its own component. So that's why we have to create a to-do list item. So here in our source, we create a to-do list item.jsx. And let's see, we have, I'm used to declare my component like that, const equal an anonymous function. And it will return something. And we will export default that function. As I said, this line, this snippet can be here. Note that we will no longer need the key because this key is for React. It's internal for React, and React will handle this. And what we need this to do as a prop. Hmm? We usually use this deconstructed way. Our reusable component list is ready to be implemented in the to-do list. So we have just to import this component. Import the to-do list item. Because we export default, we do not need the curly braces. And our map, can you figure out how we write it? Our component here. Yes, Micah. Basically, we need the key because it's for the map, for the key here. So to do, and let's see, our to do has an ID and title. So here to do dot ID, we will target the ID as a key, and we will pass the property of to do as a to do. And be careful about naming, because here to-do list, to-do item, things might be confusing, but it's totally normal. Here our to-do, we will pass all the to-do, it will pass as an object, as I said, and the to-do list item will get this object and just use the title, because we have an ID and title in that object. It is an array of objects with two elements, ID, title, ID, title. For the second part, we use in the to-do list item and the ID here. And the to-do list has a prop from its parent, which is this one. So it gets an object, to-do list, this one. This to-do array of objects is stored somehow in React in to-do list because we initialize its value. And as our application will grow, we will do some logic. So we use the set to-do list to update our array and add more to-dos. This is parent, children, parent, children, and we have properties that passed from parent to the child. As you can see, the children can just handle the data without any modification. If we need any modification, we have to write our logic here in parent, and the parent is responsible for the data passed in its child. As usual, you go ahead and commit every step. This is helpful. Be familiar with Git. Git is our friend, and we use it a lot. That's it for the assignment. This week has some new information for you. I'm very happy. So let's see our chat. Quick question about Git. What is the difference between git add dot and git add dash a? Yes, good question. Here I am in the to-do list folder. Let's say I will change the directory to the public. Okay, so now I am in the public directory. The dot means in Linux a terminal and current folder. So if I write git add dot and I see what the statue is, I have nothing because I'm working on the public folder. For a project which is very wide and complex, we used to change directories and go to source and assets, touch new files, new file, and second one, as you see here. We use the terminal a lot, and when I git add, let's see, git statue, so you get a whole idea. I have a new file, and the second one, I have to do list item. All these are not added, so not staged. So if I do git add and dot, only new file and second one will be added and staged. Git statue. Here I work on these files. All things are good to go for me, so I can go ahead and git commit -m, working on a fix in assets. And then I see, let's clear this, git statue. We still have a to-do list. The git-a stands for all. So if I git add -a, these two files will be staged, and git statue. These are included in my check. That makes sense. Happy, good for you. So practice Git, very useful, and this is the way I use it. I go step by step. So for the assignment here, it tells me that I need to update the to-do list prop. When I'm done with all these instructions, I commit. I git add the files I changed and commit them. And next one until I'm done. So any other question about Git, states, React? Sounds good. Next week, we begin use effects, hooks, and we will see more in depth the component lifecycle, and it will make sense. And see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye.